What truly happened at this place? A mystery still unsolved. Hello guys, today we will know about the city of London in the year 1888. We shall walk together through the heavy, grey fog that clings to the cobblestones of the East End. This narration is meant to help you relax, to help you find a quiet place in your mind as you prepare for sleep. There is a small mystery in these streets, a quiet suspense that lingers in the damp air, but we will move slowly, we will not rush. The night is very long, and the city is very still. The streets are narrow here, they are paved with uneven stones that shine with the evening mist. The gas lamps flicker with a low, rhythmic hum, casting long and gentle shadows against the soot-stained brick. You can hear the faint sound of water dripping from a rusted pipe, drip, drip, drip. It is a steady sound, a calming sound. The air smells of coal smoke and river salt. It is the scent of a city settling down for the night. We see the houses now. They are small and cramped. They lean against one another as if they are tired. Inside, the hearths are glowing with the last of the day's embers. The warmth is faint but steady. It is a dry, dusty warmth. People are sitting by these fires. Their movements are slow and deliberate. They are resting their heavy limbs. The wood in the hearth pops softly. A tiny sound in the great silence of the night. The families eat their simple meals in the dim light. There is thick bread, torn slowly by hand. There is porridge in wooden bowls, steaming slightly in the cool air. Perhaps there is a bit of salted meat, or a few boiled vegetables from the market. They eat in silence. The scraping of a spoon against a bowl is the only noise. It is a repetitive sound. It is a peaceful sound. They are content with the little they have. The clothing of the people is plain and worn. It is made of heavy wool and thick cotton. The colors are muted, browns, grays, deep blues. The fabric is rough to the touch, but it is sturdy. It has been mended many times, a stitch here, a patch there. These clothes have seen many long days of labor. They carry the dust of the streets. They carry the history of the person wearing them. Work begins early in the morning, when the sun is still a pale glow behind the fog. The tradesmen open their shops with a heavy iron key. The sound of the lock turning is sharp, but it is familiar. The shopkeepers sweep the dust from their doorsteps. Brush, brush, brush. It is a rhythmic motion. It is a soothing task. They prepare for a day that will be exactly like the one before it. The street laborers move with slow steps. They carry heavy shovels and iron pails. They clean the stones of the city. They move the debris of the night. Their work is hard, but they do not complain. They move with a steady pace, a pace that never changes. They are like the ticking of a grandfather clock, slow and sure, always moving, never hurrying. The markets are filling with the sound of wooden wheels, carts pulled by heavy horses. The horses' hooves make a dull thud against the earth, thud, thud, thud. The wagons are filled with crates of cabbage and sacks of flour. The horses breathe heavily, their breath turning to steam in the cold morning air. The drivers sit tall, their hands wrapped in thick leather gloves. They guide the animals with a gentle tug. In the small shops, the air is thick with the smell of dried herbs and sawdust. The shelves are lined with jars of spices, tins of tea, and rolls of heavy cloth. The shopkeeper counts the coins with steady fingers. the clink of the metal is soft, the wood of the counter is smooth from years of use. It is a place of order, it is a place of quiet routine. Children are awake now, they have their chores to do, they carry small buckets of coal to the hearths, they fetch water from the communal pump, the handle of the pump creaks, a long, slow sound, they move with the same gravity as the adults, they are helping their parents, they are learning the way of the world. Some will go to the charity schools, where they sit on hard benches and write on slate. The sound of the chalk on the slate is a soft scratch, scratch, scratch. They repeat their lessons in a low monotone. They learn the names of distant lands. They learn the numbers of the merchant. The teacher speaks in a calm voice, a voice that does not rise. The classroom is cool. The light comes from high, narrow windows. The children are still. They are focused on their task. Farming continues on the edges of the city, where the brick gives way to the damp earth. The laborers bend low over the soil. They plant the seeds with careful fingers. They pull the weeds with a steady hand. The earth is dark and rich. It smells of rain and life. The wind blows softly across the fields. It makes a low whistling sound through the dry grass. The city grows busier, but the pace remains slow. The transport is limited to the strength of the horse. The carriage wheels turn slowly. The leather straps creak. The people walk with a purpose. But they do not run. There is no reason to run. The day is long. The tasks are many. But they will all be completed in time. Everything happens in its own time. The houses remain cramped, but they are clean. The floors are swept with straw brooms. The windows are wiped with old rags. The light struggles to enter, but the people do not mind. They find comfort in the shadows. They find peace in the small spaces. The walls are thick. They keep out the noise of the world. They keep in the heat of the fire. In the afternoon, the mist begins to return. It rolls in from the river, a thick, white blanket. It hides the tops of the buildings. It softens the edges of the bricks. The city becomes a dream, a place of soft shapes and muffled sounds. The footsteps of the passers-by are quiet. The voices are low. The world is turning inward. The mystery of the place remains. It is a mystery of shadows. A mystery of things unseen, but it does not disturb the people. They are used to the secrets of the fog. They are used to the silence of the stones. They move through the mist as if they are part of it. They are the ghosts of the day, moving toward the rest of the night. Evening comes with a gentle dimming of the light. The gas lamps are lit once again, one by one, a trail of flickering stars in the gray. The lamplighter moves with a long pole. He reaches up to the glass. The flame catches, and the circle of light expands. It is a quiet ritual. It is a beautiful ritual. He moves from post to post, leaving a path of warmth behind him. The workers return to their small houses. They walk with heavy feet, but their hearts are light. The day is done. The labor is finished. They see the glow of the hearth through the windows. They smell the soup cooking on the fire. The door opens with a familiar creak. The warmth of the home envelopes them. They are safe. They are tired. They are ready for the stillness. The children are already in their beds, tucked under heavy blankets of wool. The blankets are scratchy, but they are warm. They listen to the sound of the wind in the chimney. It is a low, moaning sound, like a lullaby. They watch the shadows of the fire dance on the ceiling. The shadows are soft, they are slow, they move with a gentle rhythm. Until the eyes of the children close. The evening meal is finished, the dishes are washed in a basin of cool water, the clatter of the ceramic is muffled by the cloth, the table is wiped clean, the chairs are pushed in, the room is tidy, the people sit for a short time, staring into the fire. They do not speak. There is no need for words. The fire speaks for them. It crackles, it sighs, it glows. The coal in the grate settles, a small sound of shifting stone. The red light of the embers pulses, like a slow heartbeat. The room is growing cooler now. The heat of the day is fading. The people move toward their beds. Their movements are fluid. Their minds are drifting. They are leaving the world of the city. They are entering the world of dreams. Outside, the city is silent. The fog has swallowed the streets. The cobblestones are hidden. The buildings are gone. There is only the mist, and the low light of the gas. The river flows nearby, a dark, heavy ribbon of water. It moves without a sound. It carries the secrets of the day out to the sea. It is a constant presence, a calming presence. The mystery remains unsolved, but it is a quiet mystery. It does not demand an answer. It is just a part of the night, like the fog, like the river, like the silence. The city sleeps, the people sleep, the history of the place is written in the stones, but the stones are resting now. They are cold, they are still, they are at peace. The clocks in the steeple strike the hour. The sound is deep, it is resonant, it travels through the thick air, vibrating in the chest of the listener. 1, 2, 3, the notes fade slowly, they linger in the mist, until they are gone. The silence returns, deeper than before. The night is at its peak. The world is perfectly still. The horses in the stables are asleep. They stand with their heads low. Their breath is slow and steady. The hay is soft beneath their hooves. The smell of the stable is earthy. It is natural. It is the smell of rest. The wagons are empty. The wheels are still. The work of the horse is over. They will wait for the morning, but for now, they sleep. The shops are dark. The shutters are closed and bolted. The goods on the shelves are resting. The spices, the tea, the cloth, they sit in the shadows, waiting for the light. The air inside the shops is cool and still. The dust motes have settled. The mouse in the corner is quiet. Everything is in its place. Everything is as it should be. The streets are empty. Only the fog moves. It drifts around the corners. It curls around the lamp posts. It is a slow dance, a dance of nothingness. The city is a theater with no actors, a song with no voice. It is a place of pure existence, a place of absolute rest. The cobblestones are cold. The brick is damp, the night is kind. In the houses, the breath of the sleepers is the only sound. It is a chorus of soft sighs, a chorus of peace. The blankets are heavy, the pillows are firm, the dreams are slow and gray, like the city itself. They dream of bread, they dream of fire, they dream of the quiet streets, they dream of the fog. They are safe, they are warm. The mystery is part of the dream, a shadow in the corner of the mind. It does not frighten, it only intrigues. It is the question that does not need an answer. It is the story that has no end. It is the city of London, in the year 1888. It is a place of history. It is a place of sleep. The night goes on. The darkness is soft. The rest is deep. The river continues to flow, a silent witness to the passing of time. The water is cold. The water is deep. It reflects nothing. It holds everything. It is the pulse of the city. A pulse that has slowed to a crawl. The tide is going out, pulling the day away, leaving only the night, leaving only the stillness. The stones of the buildings are old. They have seen many nights like this. They have felt the fog. They have heard the clocks. They do not change. They are the foundation of the world. They are the anchors of the city. They are heavy. They are solid. They are resting. They are at peace. The lamps continue to flicker. Their light is a comfort, a small defiance against the dark. They are the eyes of the city, watching over the sleepers, guarding the silence. They do not blink. They do not fail. They burn with a steady flame, until the oil is gone, until the morning comes. But the morning is far away. The mystery is the silence. The mystery is the fog. The mystery is the way the city breathes. It is a mystery of life. It is a mystery of rest. It is a mystery of the year 1888. It is a mystery that is unfolding in your mind, as you drift, as you fade, as you find the quiet. The streets are narrow, the stones are wet, the fog is thick, the houses are small, the fires are low, the people are sleeping, the children are dreaming, the work is done, the day is over, the night is here, the stillness is complete, the peace is absolute, the history is silent. The breathing is slow, the heart is steady, the mind is quiet. The world is gone, there is only the fog, there is only the river, there is only the night, there is only the sleep, the city of London, the year 1888. The mystery of the place, the mystery of the rest. Everything is soft, everything is gray, everything is still, the cobblestones, the bricks, the wood, the wool, the bread, the water, the coal, the light, the shadow, the dream, the sleep. The horses are still, the wagons are still. The shops are still, the schools are still, the markets are still, the river is still, the city is still, the night is still, you are still. The fog is a blanket, the silence is a song, the darkness is a friend, the rest is a gift, the year is 1888. The place is London, the mystery is peace, the story is ending, the sleep is beginning. The light of the lamp is fading, the heat of the fire is gone, the cold of the stone is distant. The weight of the blanket is comforting, the breath of the world is slow, the dream is taking hold, the history is fading, the sleep is deep. London is a memory. 1888 is a shadow, the streets are a whisper, the mystery is a sigh, the night is a long, slow path, and you are at the end, you are at the rest, you are at the sleep. The ticking of the clock has stopped, the sound of the river has vanished, the feeling of the stones has dissolved. There is only the quiet, there is only the dark, there is only the peace, there is only the sleep. Slowly, the mind lets go, the city disappears, the fog remains, but it is a fog of dreams, it is a fog of rest, it is the mystery unsolved, it is the night complete. The ordinary people, the ordinary lives, the ordinary days, they are all part of the stillness now, they are all part of the sleep, they are the history of the night. They are the mystery of the place. Sleep, in the year 1888. Sleep, in the city of London, sleep, in the fog and the stone, sleep, in the silence and the dark, sleep. The mystery remains, but you do not need to solve it, you only need to rest, you only need to dream, you only need to be still, the night is yours, the sleep is yours. The streets are empty, the lamps are low, the river is dark, the city is gone, only the sleep remains. Only the peace remains, only the night remains. The breath is slow, the heart is calm, the world is quiet, the history is done, the mystery is rest, the sleep is deep, the night is very, very long. The life of a Victorian lamplighter. In the year 1888. The evening arrives with a heavy, damp chill, and we see a man walking with a slow, rhythmic gait. He is the lamplighter. His name is not important. His presence is a quiet constant in the shifting fog. He carries a long pole of dark wood, capped with a small, brass lantern and a hook. This pole is his tool, his companion through the long nights of the East End. He wears a heavy, dark coat of fustian. The fabric is thick and stiff with age, but it breaks the wind that whistles off the Thames. His cap is pulled low, shielding his eyes from the cold drizzle. His boots are thick-soled, making a dull, hollow thud on the stones. Thud, thud, thud. It is a sound that the neighborhood knows well. It is the sound of the light arriving. He approaches the first lamp. It stands tall and iron-black against the gray sky. He does not hurry. His movements are practiced. He reaches up with the pole. The hook catches the small ring of the gas valve, a gentle pull, and the hiss of the escaping gas is a soft, white noise. SSSSSS. He lifts the flame at the end of his pole to the glass, and with a tiny pop, the mantle glows. The light is a pale, warm amber. It spills across the wet cobblestones like honey. The lamplighter watches it for a brief moment, making sure the flame is steady. Then he turns, and begins the walk to the next post. He has dozens to light before the darkness becomes total. He is a weaver of light, connecting one street to another with these flickering threads. As he walks, he passes the small, brick houses. He hears the muffled sounds of families settling in. The clink of a teacup, the low murmur of a father reading by the hearth. He is an outsider looking in, but he is the one who makes their safety possible. Without him, the streets would be a void, a place of deep, impenetrable shadows. His hands are rough and calloused, stained by the oil and the soot of his trade. He wipes them on his trousers, a slow, repetitive motion. He feels the dampness of the air on his face. It is a cold kiss from the river. But he does not shiver. He is used to the humors of the London weather. He moves with the patience of the earth itself. By the time he reaches the river's edge, the fog has grown thick. It clings to his coat like spider silk. The lamps here look like distant, blurry stars. He lights the one near the stairs leading down to the water. The iron rail is slick and cold, the water below lapping against the stone, lap, 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 a steady, hypnotic pulse. When his task is finally done, the city is a map of glowing points. He returns to his own small room, a cramped space above a bakery. It smells of yeast and old wood. He sets his pole in the corner. It leans there, silent and tall. He removes his heavy coat, the weight leaving his shoulders. He sits on the edge of his narrow bed. He eats a piece of hard cheese and a heel of bread, chewing slowly, watching the last of the candle flame. He is tired. A deep, honest tiredness that settles in the bones. He knows that in the early hours, before the sun has even thought of rising, he must go out again, to turn the valves, to extinguish the light, to let the day begin. But for now, the pole is still, the boots are off, and the lamplighter closes his eyes. He drifts into a sleep that is as steady and quiet as the lamps he tends. He is at peace, the city is lit, and the world is soft. The morning of a Covent Garden trader. In the deep, velvet hours of the morning, long before the sun touches the spires of the city, the market trader begins his day. The air in the year 1888 is at its coldest just before the dawn. It is a biting, clean cold that settles in the lungs. The trader rises from his thin mattress in a room that smells of dry straw and old earth. He moves slowly, his joints stiff from years of lifting heavy crates. He pulls on his thick woolen waistcoat, and wraps a long, faded scarf around his neck, winding it twice for warmth. His hands are large and stained with the juices of earth and fruit. The skin is etched with lines like the bark of an old tree. He lights a small stub of a candle. The flame is tiny, a golden speck in the vast shadows of the room. He splashed cold water on his face from a ceramic basin. The shock of the water is a quiet awakening. He descends the narrow wooden stairs. They groan under his weight, a slow, rhythmic creak, creak, creak. Outside, his horse is waiting in the small stable. The animal's coat is warm, and its breath creates great clouds of white steam in the dark air. The trader speaks to the horse in a low, rumbling whisper, a gentle sound that only the two of them know. He hitches the heavy wooden wagon, the iron chains clinking softly. The journey to Covent Garden is a slow procession through a sleeping world. The wagon wheels turn over the cobbles. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The sound echoes off the high, dark walls of the warehouses. There are no other voices, only the distant whistle of a train or the far-off bark of a dog. The city is a cavern of echoes, and the trader is a ghost moving through its center. As he nears the market, the silence begins to change. He hears the sound of other wagons. The low lowing of cattle in the distance. The smell of the air shifts. It becomes sweet and heavy, the scent of bruised apples, damp earth, and wild onions. The gas lamps of the market square are burning bright, casting a theatrical light over the mountains of produce. He maneuvers his wagon into his accustomed spot. His movements are deliberate and sure. He begins to unload the heavy crates of cabbage and sacks of potatoes. Lift, carry, set down, lift, carry. Set down. The wood of the crates is rough against his palms. The weight of the earth is in every sack. He arranges his stall with a quiet pride, placing the brightest carrots at the front, the darkest greens at the back. The other traders move around him like shadows. They nod to one another in the dim light, a silent brotherhood of the dawn. There is no shouting yet, only the soft rustle of paper, the thud of vegetables hitting the wood, and the occasional clink of a copper coin as a pre-dawn buyer appears. The market is a city within a city, a place of industry that breathes before the rest of the world is awake. He pauses for a moment to drink from a tin mug of hot, bitter tea. The steam warms his nose, the heat of the mug seeps into his cold fingers. He watches the sky begin to turn from black to a bruised, heavy purple. The morning is coming, but for now, he is in the pocket of the night. He is content in the routine. He is part of the ancient rhythm of the city's hunger. The work is hard, but it is steady, and as the first true light of day begins to filter through the glass roof of the market, the trader feels a sense of completion. His task is half finished. The city will soon wake and descend upon his stall, but he has already won the morning. He stands among his harvest, a quiet man in a loud world, waiting for the day to truly begin. The evening of a silent seamstress. In the high, narrow reaches of a brick tenement, where the air is thin and smells of old timber, a seamstress sits in her attic room. The year is 1888. And the night has pressed its cold face against the single pane of glass in her slanting roof. The room is very small. It is a place of thread and shadows, a place where the world shrinks down to the point of a single iron needle. She works by the light of a lone tallow candle. The flame is a small, flickering spear of gold. It casts a giant, distorted shadow of her bent back against the lime-washed wall. She is sewing a bodice of heavy silk. The fabric is the color of a midnight sky. It feels cool and slippery between her tired fingers. Pull, stitch, pull, stitch. The sound of the thread passing through the silk is a tiny, rhythmic hiss, like a secret being whispered over and over. Her eyes are strained. The dim light makes the fine stitches blur, but her hands know the way. They move with a memory of their own. She has spent 10 hours today in this chair. Her spine is curved like a bow. Her shoulders are tight, but she does not stop. There is one more sleeve to finish before the candle burns down to the brass holder. She reaches for her shears. The metal is cold. The snip of the blades is sharp and clean. The room is silent. Save for the occasional pop of the small coal in her tiny grate, the fire is dying. It is a deep, glowing orange, like a fallen star cooling in the ash. She feels the chill of the night creeping in through the gaps in the floorboards. It touches her ankles. It numbs her toes. She pulls her tattered wool shawl tighter around her neck. The wool is scratchy, but it is familiar. It smells of lavender and old rain. She pauses for a moment to stretch her fingers. She rubs her knuckles. They are red and swollen from the damp. She looks at the window. The frost is beginning to bloom on the glass in the shape of delicate white ferns. Beyond the glass, the rooftops of London are a jagged sea of black chimney pots. The fog is so thick now that the world below has vanished. She is alone in the sky, a solitary star in a city of stone. She picks up a small piece of dry bread from a wooden plate. It is her supper. She eats it slowly, savoring the grainy texture, the simple taste of the wheat. She follows it with a sip of water from a cracked cup. The water is icy. It wakes her heart for a moment. Then she returns to the silk. The needle catches the light, a tiny spark of silver, moving up and down, up and down. The candle flickers as a draft sighs through the room. The shadows dance. The silk ripples like water. She thinks of the lady who will wear this gown. A woman who lives in the bright, warm squares of the West End. A woman who will never know the name of the girl who sat in the dark to make these seem so straight. But the seamstress does not feel bitterness. She feels only the quiet weight of the task, the dignity of the work. Finally, the last knot is tied. She bites the thread off with her teeth. The sound is a small click. She shakes out the garment. The silk rustles softly, a luxurious sound in such a poor room. She folds it with great care, laying it across a clean muslin cloth. Her day is done. She stands up, her knees creaking in the silence. She moves to the hearth and rakes the ashes over the last ember, preserving the heat for the morning. She climbs into her small bed. The straw mattress rustles as she finds a hollow for her body. She pulls the heavy, patched quilts up to her chin. They are weighted with the cold, but slowly, her own warmth begins to fill the space. She listens to the wind humming a low tune through the roof tiles. It is a lonely sound, but it is also a lullaby. The candle guttering in its holder, the wick drowning in the melted wax, the flame leaps once, twice, and then vanishes, leaving a thin trail of gray smoke that smells of the earth. The room is plunged into a soft, velvety blackness. The seamstress closes her eyes. The rhythm of the needle still pulses in her mind. Stitch, stitch, stitch. Until she drifts into the deep, dreamless sleep of the weary. The city of 1888 breathes on without her. The silk waits on the table, the needle rests in the cushion, and the night is perfectly, perfectly still. The watchman of the silent docks. In the deep, hollow silence of the London docks, where the River Thames laps like a slow, dark tongue against the rotting wood of the piers, the night watchman begins his long vigil. The year is 1888. And the fog here is thicker than anywhere else in the city. It is a yellow, salty mist that tastes of iron and old ropes. The watchman is an old man, a man of shadows and steady breaths. He moves with a heavy, slow deliberate pace, his iron-shod boots clicking against the slick, wet stones. Click, click, click. He carries a heavy iron lantern. The glass is thick and soot-stained, casting a dim, circular glow that barely reaches his feet. In his other hand, he holds a stout stick of polished oak. It is a silent companion, a comfort in the vast emptiness of the wharves. He walks past the towering hulls of the great merchant ships. They are silent giants, their masts reaching up into the fog like skeletal fingers. The ropes groan softly in the wind, a long, low sound of tension and wood. Creak, moan, creak. The warehouses are vast cathedrals of brick. They hold the riches of distant lands, silk from the east, spices from the islands, heavy crates of tea and barrels of dark rum. The air inside them is cool and smells of cinnamon and damp hemp. The watchman pauses at each great wooden door. He checks the heavy iron padlocks with a gloved hand. He feels the cold bite of the metal through the leather. The lock is secure. The silence is undisturbed. He moves on, his shadow stretching long and thin against the brickwork. He walks along the edge of the water. The river is a moving darkness, a mirror of the night. He can hear the soft thud of debris hitting the pilings. Thud, wash, thud. It is the heartbeat of the Thames, a slow and ancient rhythm. He stops for a moment to light his pipe. The strike of the match is a sudden, sharp sound in the stillness. The flare of the light reveals his weathered face. His eyes are tired but watchful. He puffs slowly, the blue smoke vanishing into the gray fog. The cranes stand motionless against the sky, like giant iron birds frozen in time. Their chains hang loose, swaying slightly in the breeze with a tiny, metallic clink, clink, clink. The watchman knows every corner of this place, every loose board, every dark alleyway between the crates. He is the guardian of the stillness. He is the ghost who walks while the world sleeps. He does not fear the dark. The dark is his home. It is where he finds his quiet purpose. He finds a small sheltered nook between two stacks of timber. The wood smells of pine and rain. He sits for a moment on an overturned bucket, resting his heavy legs. He listens to the city in the distance, a low, muffled hum that sounds like a hive of bees far, far away. Here, there is only the river, and the fog, and the slow passage of time. He watches a single rat scurry across the stones, its tiny claws making a dry, scratching sound, scratch, scratch. And then it is gone. The watchman thinks of his own small hearth, many miles away in a narrow street. He thinks of the kettle singing on the hob, and the soft weight of his dog sleeping by the fire. But he does not rush his rounds. He is a man of the night. He belongs to the hours where the world pauses. He stands up, his joints making a small, dry sound. He picks up his lantern, the light dancing on the wet wood, and continues his walk. As the hours crawl toward the dawn, the fog begins to turn a pale, ghostly white. The ships begin to take shape once more. The black water turns to a dull, leaden gray. The watchman finishes his final circuit. He has seen the night through. He has kept the treasures of the city safe. He reaches the gatehouse, where a small coal fire is still smoldering in the grate. He hangs his lantern on its hook, its light no longer needed as the world begins to wake. He steps out of the gates and into the waking streets. His work is done. He walks toward his home, his footsteps slower now, his heart quiet. He has been the watcher of the silence, and now, it is